Hey guys, JH. Welcome to Practice Tee. Okay. I just want to clarify a few points today. Now, channel lock is different to any other golf swing. Its impact positions are different. Its delivery of force is intentionally different. So we're going to have different looks. Channel lock will not look like this at impact. It will look like, if it's done correctly and the trail arm or the dominant arm has done its job and dominated to the extent that it should, impact should look like this. See this here? Even lead arm like that. If we've got that post-impact with channel lock, then we've achieved maximum utilisation and release of the golf club and application of maximum power. Because what we've done, if that lead wrist is there and that lead arm is in that position there, then you can rest assured that this shoulder is blocked, because this is still here, it's not over here. It's there, even there, a little bit. Doesn't matter, because as long as I've done that, as long as I straightened that trail arm and I fired the golf club there, then the maximum assertion of energy to the golf ball and maximum utilisation of that trail arm has happened. That has happened. That has happened. All we've done, guys, is we've folded the trail arm in the backswing, and on the downswing we've straightened it. Now, it's very hard to straighten it at the golf ball with that back ball position if we travel the handle too much. If we travel the handle, like I'll show you, that is correct application of the trail arm. Trail arm completely straightened. Trail arm completely straightened here. And this lead arm in a block position and the shoulder in a block position. It won't be that pronounced at impact in the golf swing. It'll probably be here, but it'll still be closed. But I want this to look like that. Because all we want to do, guys, is take that hinged trail arm and unhinge it. Like that. We just hinge it, unhinge it. But what we don't want to do, is take it up here and then try and straighten it and have the handle of the club move to here. Because we can't straighten it if the handle's there. We can't straighten it correctly. It's too late, the straightening's too late. So we need to be here and the handle needs to be here. The handle doesn't need to travel. The handle needs to be very much Da Vinci Code. Whereas the handle basically comes to a stop here and the club head keeps going. Is there a lot of hinge throw in channel lock? The same as there was in Da Vinci? Absolutely. That's where I get the main source of power from. To me, the lead arm for me is just a radius lock. It applies no power for me. It just creates a radius lock. That hinge there, and the straightening of those hinges in a straight line there out to the golf ball is where the power comes from. Different to a normal golf swing, guys. We don't want this look in this because we can't. So, as soon as we get that look, we've got too much separation. The arm's gone out there. The only thing we want moving out is the club head. We don't want the arms moving out. And these are points that I should have covered before, because they're very important little intrinsic things that I do instinctively. And I haven't explained them and the reasons that I do it. Because I don't want to fire it out there. I mean, I've done that in demonstrations, but I want to feel when the club fires out there that this is still in here. This is still connected. And that trail foot is still pushing down. The force is going out there, guys, with the arm, the straightening. The force is going at that golf ball, tangential to the target line, which is here. I'm firing tangentially there, with angularity across the target line, into out. That's where the force of the arm and the delivery of the golf club is. But what supports that force and that delivery and that maximisation of that trail arm straightening is this trail axis and where the force in that trail axis goes. You don't want the force in that trail axis moving towards the ball. You don't want that. You just don't want that. You want it feeling like it's here, guys. Like it's going, the force in the trail axis is going that way. The force in the club head for delivery impact is going that way. So we've got a force going that way and a delivery impact club head going that way. Our stabilising force is vertical and our delivery impact of the ball is tangential there. Vertical stabilisation here off the trail axis here. And we don't want to move this handle. We don't want to move this handle too much. We basically want to feel like that. And if you can get that look about you, guys, you've achieved that. You won't get that look about you if you get here. So it's different to a normal golf swing. You showed someone that and they didn't know the protocol that was going on, so I was throwing the club away. Well, I have thrown the club away, but it's after impact. I'm basically about here, at impact. This is straight lining, and the club is straight lining. Doesn't matter what this does. Because this is not delivering the club head to the ball. This is delivering the club head to the ball. Very important points, guys. Very important points. Beautiful day here today. It's so warm. So I should have made reference to those very important facets of channel lock. Okay. Now here in the backswing, guys, all it is really is just this trail arm going around the rib cage and it folding up like that. If you can just do that as a feel, just do that maybe 20 times, 30, 50 times, get the feeling. It goes around your rib cage. Once we get here, it goes this way. Okay, at the top of the swing I get a bit of separation. But ideally, I would not want to get separation. It's just that I've got, from millions of shots with my old swing, I've got some separation in there that's going to take a while to bleed out or to purge out. But if I could actually get to the top of the swing here and then just fire, straighten that arm from that position, that would be very, very efficient. And by straightening that arm here down with that force there, that would be, oh, that would be super efficient. Now guys, just watch this. Now look where I am here. Look where I am. See this knee here? I'm here. That force has gone vertically down, shoved this buttock in behind my trail knee there, and my trail arm has gone out there, like that. Is that a fallback look? You bet it is. Is that what I want to achieve? You bet it is. Because that keeps my trail foot on the ground and allows me to straighten that trail arm as much as I want to straighten it. Or for maximum effect straightening. That's exactly what I want to feel, and it's what I want to look like. I'll just move around a little bit this way. But I don't want any travel, guys. I just want to fold the arm, straighten the arm. And that's a very straight shot. And I just don't care what that lead arm looks like. What it looks like. It looks like? Looks like. That's what I want to do. I just want to maximise that. Here. It comes here, fires there. Vertical force down, straightening of the right arm force tangentially across the target line. Yeah, so all we're trying to do, guys, really, once we're here, once we're wound up, and we've got this here, we just want to straighten it. And we don't want this moving that way. We want this, the butt of this club coming back towards us, back this way, which is the parametric acceleration, and very much Da Vinci Code, the softball pitch. When we fire it here, we reverse this hand. This hand reverses, and the club head comes back here. But the amazing thing is, guys, watch when I do this. Watch this. When I go from here and I fire that here, all this is in a straight line. Look, all this in a straight line. There's none of this and there's none of that. It's all in a straight line because I fired it that way. Fired it that way. Very important facets. This is the, you know, like the lead arm, because it doesn't you know, have the hinging effect that the trail arm has, and the massive hinging effect of the forearm up to the humerus. That doesn't happen in the forward arm at all. So that's a massive lever here. Now if we've got that lever in position there and we've accumulated that power, what we want to do is use that accumulated power and get rid of it. We've got it, we've stored it, we want to get rid of it. So how do we get rid of it? We unhinge the accumulation. That's all we do. That's there and we just unhinge it. But we've got to try and unhinge it in the most effective and efficient way. We must do that. There's we must not try, we have to do that. And that is basically this. Look where I am here, guys, look. You can see that ball flight. Whew. And of course the lead arm is going to look everything but conventional. It won't look anything like conventional golf swing. And we don't want to worry about the look of it. The only thing that's important, guys, really, in this whole channel lock swing is the ball flight. Traditional golf swing says we've got to travel the handle. Channel lock says we don't want to travel the handle. We want to stay still, vertically support and stabilise the hit, and just straighten those levers, those hinges. Just straighten them. But very hard to straighten them if we're moving the handle. Very easy to do that. If I had sort of a buffer here, like a pad, and I came in and bang, like that. It's almost like an impact bag for the back of your bottom part of your forearm, right on that wrist joint there. It's almost like we come in here and there's an impact bag and we can't go any further, and this trail arm just pushes the club past that there. That's the feeling we want. That's absolutely the feeling we want. Now that is different, guys, I know, and that'll give you fits trying that, because you're all programmed to do this. You're all programmed to move the handle coming in, and invariably the club player, that is the reason that the club player invariably never gets maximum utilisation of his trail arm. If you watch the long drive guys, because they have a forward ball position and they have a very high, and they want to hit a big high slinging draw, they get way back here and they've got full extension. They're way out there, except Jamie Sadlowski. Jamie Sadlowski is here. Now Jamie Sadlowski does that because Jamie Sadlowski is very, very steep coming into the ball, and he uses a blocking action. Jamie Sadlowski is here, guys. When he hits it, he's the ultimate blocker, and that's why he's got so much power. People don't realise it. They don't know why he's got the chicken wing there at impact. It's because this is staying in place and he's firing it past there, but no one talks about that. I don't think Jamie even knows that. He just does it, and it happens. And that's why he was the longest for such a small guy, because he had the perfect block action here. This was here. Have a look at Jamie Sadlowski, world long drive champion. About the same height as me, not a big guy at all. But massive club head speed, 150 mile an hour club head speed, 225 mile an hour ball speed. Just huge. And he had the ultimate block action here. This is Jamie at impact. Nobody talks about it. All they talk about is that his lead arm is not being used efficiently. Let me tell you guys, it's being used so efficiently that they have no idea what true efficiency is. He's just so much more efficient than anyone else, and that's why he was longer. Why he could generate the speed he could for such a small guy. You get the big guys like Mike Dobbins, who's like 6'7", can bench press 450 pounds. Jamie would be lucky to bench press 150 pounds. But he had more speed because he had more efficiency. And that's what this is about, guys, is utilising the maximum efficiency of our levers. That's what it's about. Look at that. Oh. Under enough. And I feel like my body's facing that way. That's what it feels like. My body's facing that way. I'm not rolling out. I don't want to rotate through the ball at all, guys. Not at all. I want to stay in this blocked out position. I want to stay back here as much as I can. That's the only way I can utilize. I can really fire that trail arm to its maximum efficiency if I'm here. If I fire it away from a trail axis, if I take my trail axis or my center axis forward, I can't apply the efficiency that I need to apply. That's the reality. And that's why you won't see this swing taught by anybody other than me, or suggested by anybody other than me, because it goes against everything. Just turn it this way. I mean, there's no movement on that at all. Like zero movement, like none. It's here. If I can get that look, then I fire that there. So guys, this is one of the next steps in channel lock that you've got to get. You've got to get that trail axis force going that way, and the delivery force going that way, and we have to straighten those trail levers. And we don't want to travel the handle. Just no movement on the ball. Okay guys, just a little bit today that I thought was important, and just digest that. Come back with as many comments as you want, because it's not easy. It's not easy. But this force has got to go this way. The trail arm has got to be straightened with the force going that way. So we've got this here, and we're firing away from this fulcrum here. Bang! We don't want to take that fulcrum to the ball, and we don't want to take it sideways. We just want to have it here and fire away from it. This fulcrum here, we don't want to move it. We just want to fire away from it. Here. Hey. Hey. Just there. As fast as you can straighten that arm. There. If you could do it that fast, it'd be great. You can't do it with a club in your hand, because this one here is going to inhibit the maximum utilisation. See, we never ever get maximum utilisation of the trail arm because it's connected here. It slows everything down. That's why when you get just a shaft with no head on it, and you fire it like that on a radar, I mean, I can get that going 250 miles an hour with the trail arm, but when I connect it up, I get it going 150 miles an hour with no head on it, and that's because this inhibits this. If we were strong enough to just be able to fire the club with our trail arm, we'd hit it miles. but this is a stabiliser. And of course with the head on the end of the club it's much harder, but that's always a perfect example of how the lead hand actually inhibits the effectiveness and efficiency and maximum potential application of the trail arm. If you get a shaft with no head on it and fire it like that against a radar, and this just goes so much faster than putting two hands on. That's an aside. Okay guys, that's just something that's a little bit more of channel lock and what we need to do in channel lock. Okay, it looks funny. Well, it doesn't. Well, if you'd never seen golf before and you turned up on a desert island and there were a golfer then, you'd never seen a guy and he hit some balls like that and he looked like that and he was hitting the ball straight, you say, wow, that must be how you swing a golf club. It's only because we've seen a conventional golf swing where we get to that forward ball there and we get all that weight across there that we think that that's what a proper golf swing should look like. Well, I think that's what a proper golf swing should look like. Well, more to the point, I think it's what a very efficient golf swing should look like. And a golf swing that will create enormous repeatability. That's what a repeating, in-or-out, blocked action golf swing, utilising the trail vertical axis for application of the trail arm to its maximum efficiency will look like. Okay guys, have a look at that and come back with any queries.